Hey everyone, I'm Barner from Halfcocked, and it is July 1st. It is the brand new start to a whole new month, and with that, it is the brand new start to this channel. I am going to start uploading regularly. I already have a list of videos that I'm going to have put out on the channel, so don't worry about the content because the content will be coming. Now, I don't really have a set schedule for anything. I'm going to try to aim for at least a video a week, maybe two, sometimes three, depending on the, just depending on the week. I will be bringing over my WWE predictions for the pay-per-views from my old channel. If that's not your cup of tea, you don't have to watch it. I just want to try to get everything onto one channel, so I'm only focusing on one thing. And for my first video back, I'm going to be reviewing Season 5 of Black Mirror, which came out on Netflix about a month ago. Now, I will be going over each episode of this season, only 3 episodes, so it's going to be a short video. But I'm going to talk about them in a little bit of detail, not try to waste too much time talking about them, and just overall give my overall opinion on this season. Because I think it was an okay season. I wasn't blown away by any particular episode. The acting is always great, and in my personal opinion, I don't believe there's really a bad episode of Black Mirror. The only one that I am really discouraged about is the very first episode, National Anthem. Whenever I try to get people into Black Mirror, I just tell them to straight up skip that episode. It might be some of y'all's favorite episode, but to me, it's just everything else after it's just so different, and I mean it's fucked up, which is what Black Mirror is meant to do. It's it's fucked up scenarios. It's a fucked up anthology series with so you're expecting these types of things, but when I think of Black Mirror, that's the last thing I think about it. That's the last thing I think whenever I think about Black Mirror is the National Anthem. But Season 5, Episode 1, Striking Vipers. This episode can be boiled down into questioning sexuality and sexual frustration. Pretty much Danny, played by Anthony Mackie, and Carl, I don't remember the name of the gentleman who played Carl, but he did fantastic in this episode. Pretty much they get into a very immersive VR game, Striking Vipers, and they end up having sexual relations inside the video game, and that causes a form of relationship between the two. With these two being best friends for years, and it's the entire episode you see Danny questioning everything. He's not touching his wife anymore. He's not, he's distant. He's not close to the woman he's been with for over 10 years in the episode, and it just gets boiled down into Danny's just questioning his sexuality because he's having sex with his best friend in a VR video game, which the future ain't that far away, to be honest. And at the end of it, Danny and Carl, they're at odds because they haven't been doing this they hadn't done it in a long time, and so they end up fighting each other. And after the fight, at the end of the episode, Danny and his wife Theo, they come up to a sort of agreement where Theo gets to try to have one night stands on the same night that Danny is in the VR game with Carl, and so everyone wins, I guess, at the end. Now, for this episode, I feel like it was okay. Obviously the story is what you're going for, and the story was pretty good. Me personally, I thought it was okay. It wasn't my favorite episode. It wasn't my least favorite episode. I think it's a good middle of the pack for me overall, comparing all episodes. I want to give this episode a 6 out of 10. I feel like that might be a little too low, but I feel like a 7 out of 10 might be a little too high. I kind of want to stay away from half ratings, I'll just stick to the bottom of the barrel and I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Solid episode. It was okay. You know, it's okay. And now we have episode 2 of season 5, Smithereens. This episode really focuses on our addiction to social networking and how it can disconnect us from the real life world. Uh, the story focuses around Chris, who waits outside of the social network Smithereen corporate office in London to wait to pick up somebody from Smithereen, and he takes them hostage and tries to get on the phone with the CEO, with the man who owns it, Billy Bauer, played by Topher Grace. And he just wants to have a conversation, and he's threatening to kill this intern's life. And at the end of the episode, you find out why. I mean, he's frustrated with the social network, and he's frustrated with everyone's addiction to the social network app, and with the addiction of the social network app, he ends up killing his wife in a motor accident because he was driving on the road one night and was so bored that he picked up his phone to look at his app, and he crashed his car, killing his wife. And it's makes you really question, how much you've actually been on a social media app every day, and how much of your life is actually being wasted on it. Now, me, that is a good portion of my day is on Facebook. It's sad to admit, but it's true. But yeah, I mean, it just really makes you question. This episode was pretty good. It had out of season 5, it had the most. It had the message that hit me the most. And yeah, I mean, it was a really good episode. It focused so much on Chris and his determination to get this phone call. Even though people were like, "No, it's not going to happen." So I'd probably give this episode a 10. No, not a 10. An 8 out of 10. I apologize about that. But yeah, I mean, it was probably my favorite episode of season 5. And it was just a really solid episode. Really solid. So, final episode of season 5, Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2. This episode focuses on Miley Cyrus's character, Ashley O, who is a pop singer who secretly wants to get into rock and roll and, just be rebellious against her aunt, who is also her manager. And at the beginning of the episode, we meet Rachel and Jack. Rachel is the younger sister of Jack and has a very gigantic obsession with Ashley O. And Miley Cyrus's Ashley O introduces a little AI thing, like a cookie, from previous seasons. That, it's pretty much her and her brain inside this robot that people can have and have conversations with. And so she gets one. And shortly after, Rachel gets her Ashley 2, I should say. Ashley O gets put into a coma by her aunt, overdosing on some pills that were supposed to make her more not cooperative, but keep her under control, because she's a puppet. She's trying to make billions of dollars off her niece, and how's she going to do that if she doesn't want to play the part anymore? So about 6 months go by in the story, and Rachel and Jack access the full brainwave of the Ashley 2, and so we pretty much have a Ashley O with her total personality inside this little AI bot, and they attempt to try to rescue the real Ashley O, who is still in a coma and is still being, I don't know how to say it, but they have her in a coma. They have something on her head, trying to make songs from her brainwaves. It's really weird, but at the end of the day, everyone wins. Not everyone, but the good guys win, I should say. Happy ending. There's a happy ending, which was a common theme out of the 2 out of 3 episodes of the season. This episode was okay. Obviously, Smithereens was my favorite. I'd probably say this is my second favorite. I mean, it's not really a big list to compare, but it had enough to keep me engaged into it. I feel like I've seen a similar story to this before, so it didn't really feel that original to me. It still was an okay episode. I think I've put it as at a 6 out of 10 as well, along with Striking Vipers. So 6 out of 10 for Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too. So overall, this season was pretty okay. I wasn't really blown away by any of the episodes in it. Compared to other seasons, of course, it's not even close. Smithereens was my favorite episode. The other two episodes were pretty meh. So, yeah, I mean, this season was okay. I was excited when it dropped, and after I watched it, I didn't really feel anything. That sounds really, it sounds like I really didn't like it, but it's just me. I thought it was okay. So, yeah. Overall, Black Mirror Season 5 is okay. Can't wait till Season 6, though. Hopefully it's better. But anyway, I've been Barnard from Half Cocked. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel. Comment down below. Tell me what you thought about Season 5. Tell me what your favorite episode was. Tell me if you absolutely disagree with my opinions or you absolutely agree. If you haven't already, we have a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All links down below. I'm going to start to be more active on them, so look forward to that. And you guys have a great rest of your day, and if I don't see you before the 4th, happy July 4th. Peace, y'all.